they will have less in their account. But if you are doing professional job, that's when you can boast to have more in your account. And the only way you can do a professional job by getting the right skill. Yes, there's no other way. They don't ask you what kind of degree you have, they ask you what can you do. What is your title? They don't ask you what level of education you have. No. They are not interested in that. Folks there, they don't even go to school. White folks don't go to school. The max, they earn a degree. Most of them, 80% of them get at an advanced level. But by the time they are hitting advanced level, they start working. They start going to get the right skills to do some particular job. Because going to get a degree, it doesn't give you nothing. But if you get the right skill, you do that job, and that's it. Once you start doing that job today at your 20s, by the time you hit 30, you are like a pro in that domain. Then you start teaching others. Then you start becoming what they call a subject matter expert. You are like an expertise on that domain. You can train people, you can coach people. So that's what we have here. If you have any questions as we proceed, you let me know. I don't know if you guys can read who we are. We have a vision to provide the best services out there. So because today we are already doing this in the UK, and we do this virtually, in the US, in Canada, and in Denmark. So I just thought of bringing it back to create that awareness, so that some of us that don't even know that these things exist. Because if you don't know that something exists, you cannot even look for it. You cannot even ask questions about it if you don't know that it exists. And these are things that we all can do because they are very basic things. Yes. The mission is to bridge that gap that we are having. To bridge the gap between the reality and the theory, the dream that we have. Because reading, going to school, you read, you go to school, it doesn't help you. My master's today, I don't use it. My MBA that I have, it has no value. But what I did after my MBA is making me having a value today. So you see, the 5 years that I wasted, it's in the water. But the 6 months that I did training on this 12 years ago, using it today. So you can just put the plus and minus. So you can be wasting time while you would have been doing something that will add up. Just imagine I did this before I did my master's. And I would have been doing my master's on this. So that's why they don't ask education, because it doesn't matter. They ask what can you do. We have the core values there. We try to be very creative because the world today is evolving. Nothing stays here. It moves. Every day softwares are changing. Every day we look at telephones, cars, buildings, they are changing. If our parents that died, they come back today, they're going to run. And they just step their legs and do other to the ground. But things have evolved. So the normal cycle of life that we all know is you go to school, you undergo a degree course, you make your CV after you get your diploma, you apply for a job. We all are doing this in Cameroon. But the reverse side of life is what we are here today. The reverse side is what? You identify a particular domain. You first go and identify the problem, not the solution. Identify the problem. Once you identify the career you want to take, the next thing, you join the program and do the training for that career that you have identified. After you do that, you get the practical experience, not going to read, but you work on particular softwares about the thing. So the question of what can you do, this is where you get it. Once you do that, make your CV on the thing that you have done, not you are dreaming to get. Once you do that, we coach you to do the interview, because that's another step that is very, very complex. People see 3 people at the panel of the interview and they panic. You have everything here, but you say it, you panic. Why? Because you don't have the confidence, or you went already somewhere, you cramped it. As you miss one word from what you cramped, everything is gone. Once there's something they call it onboarding. So once you get a job, anywhere on this planet, there is a 3 months that the one they are watching you, they are observing you. They want to see how you can sustain in that job. Sustainability, how you can stay in the company. So during that 3 months, we provide you with on-the-job tips, things that you should be doing to show your bosses that you know what to do. Because remember, you said many things on your CV. You came at the interview, you preached again the gospel. Now you want to see the doing. Or what you preach, that you deliver. So there are things that from the 3 months, there are some techniques that you need to do them. So this is how the training goes. So when you join the training, we have all the programs there for training for project manager, business analyst, scrum master, business intelligence, data analyst, and risk analyst. I will detail them in the next slides. Once you do the industrial training on any of these, remember you have to select one. Once you get it done, the next question we're going to ask you is, are you good with the basic tool? So that you can look closer and come back. Are you good with the basic tool? The basic tool are Excel, Microsoft, PowerPoint, something like this. Teams, Google Sheets. Can you use them? Easy. If you don't know, we stay there with you. For 2 weeks, we train you on those basic tools. Because you cannot do the industrial tools without knowing the basic tools. You cannot go to step 3 without knowing step 1. It's impossible. So we'll stay there. Some people, by joining or on joining, they already know the basic tool. Some people don't know. And it's not their fault. We came from our background. We have different backgrounds. We stay there with you for 2 weeks to brush that basic tool with you, to bring it down to your level. Once you're done with the basic tool, we go to the core training. And the core training, for anyone that you selected, we're going to use the software that they use for that particular thing. Once you do that, we write your CV on what you trained. We do your interview coaching, and we prep you during the 3 months that you've been working. So that's how the program flows. And this goes a max of 4 months. Get a career job. As simple as that. So this is kind of how the whole thing looks like. The whole thing that you see out there. Anytime you hear of project, anytime someone is telling you there's a project, in the bank, at the hospital, when they are building a structure, when they are bringing a new machine, it's a project. Whenever you hear they are doing this at the Santa Sophia Foundation, it's a project. Somebody is heading that project. When you go to the bank, they have changed things that they are using, it's a project. All these phones that you see every year, you start hearing iPhone 14, iPhone this, Samsung Ultra this. That is a project that somebody is doing. You start hearing they'll be constructing that road to this edge. They'll be building this house to this. That's a project. Everything in life is a project. Travel abroad is a project, if you never knew that. Because what is a project? It has a mandate, it has a scope, it has time to deliver it, it has budget and costs to finance it, it has people to work together to execute that project, and it has the end result. End result is what people are looking for. So that is a project. Everybody in life is a potential project manager. Everybody in life is a potential business analyst, but we don't know that those names even exist. And anything that you are doing, there is risk. We invest, we do even junkies, they are all risk. Sometimes people take the money and disappear. Sometimes they die. We all take risk. But we don't factor how to mitigate the risk. We just go in there, we don't think, oh, okay, this money gets disappeared. What do? We don't think about that. It's the same thing with project. It's not heaven and earth, it's basic. That's why I know with the fact, and for the fact that we Cameroonians can do this. Anybody that is an African can do it extremely well. So what is a project? There are three kind of main projects out there in the world. There is what they call the migration of data, the understanding of data. Everything you hear about selling, sales, everything, be it airlines, be it drinks, be it groceries, be it the markets, be it water, anything that has to do with buying and selling, it comes with data. To think that I need to produce this quantity of a laptop to sell, you need data. To think that we need to produce this number of planes for travelers to board flights, you need data. To build this number of chairs and sell, you need data. That's one thing that governs the whole project all over the world. Before they build a hospital, they know the kind of people that are going to come there. Data. Next is websites, mobile application. Nowadays, nothing works without an application or a website. Everything goes around these two things: web application and mobile application. Maybe you can sit down because of people, maybe you can sit down. It's mobile application. So why is it that? It's the presence. Today you cannot go to everybody's doorstep, but you can reach people with applications. You can reach people with application, website, mobile application. You don't need to go there. Today we can get training from Canada, like this training is done online. I can train you from Canada, you don't need to travel to Canada. You can get training, the same skills that I'm training people in Canada. You get it here and you apply jobs from Canada and you are in Cameroon, you are working. All is done with websites, applications. Everything today is around applications. The next project is about information management, how to structure the whole thing. You see, Cameroon is in crisis because you go to the ministry, you're looking for a file, it's scattered here and there. You go to universities, you are looking for your degree, they cannot pull it out, they don't know where it is. You are looking for your transcript, it takes a lot of process. When you go to Western World, you just send your name and your birthday. They send it to you because of information management. We have that crisis in Africa. The only way you can set that up, information management. If we go to go and look at our birth certificate, where it was created, we will not see the copy. They have to create a new one. Of which they just have to do a duplicate from that place. If you go there today, it's not there. First school living certificate does not even exist. You don't even know where to go and get your first school right now. Information management. You go to the hospital, they don't link information. If you go to the hospital in Douala and you have typhoid, you go to Boya and you have malaria, those two hospitals, they don't even communicate. If you misplace your book here, it's done. So that's why you see people keep dying. Information management. These are the 3 key projects in the whole wide world. So the thing that we are training on is so in every project you have 2 sides, the left side and the right side. That way is the management side, the people that are leading. And in this way is the people that are doing the job. So project manager, risk analyst, business analyst, scrum master. These are the people that are managing the team. Now, this other side of the people, data analysts, business intelligence, solution architect, developers, quality analysts, they are the people that are doing the job. For example, they are building a house. A technician is a developer. The people that design the whole framework for you to sell together with the toilet here and this, that's what they call it, the solution architect. As they call it in French, architect. But the side of management, there is a project manager to do that house. There is a business analyst that has investigated to make sure that if they build that business and go on a job, this is the kind of things that are going to come out as benefits.